It's been almost 13 years since Farm World TV visited the team from Machern Agriculture on their farm in Saxony, Germany. In this short film, we'll introduce you to this 4,000-hectare farm and take a look at the fieldwork that they carry out in spring. Machern Agriculture is located to the east of the city of Leipzig. It's the end of September when we visit the farm. The grain harvest is over and done with, and the team is now busy with tillage, seed drilling and maize harvesting. In their fleet, they have a total of 25 Valtra tractors in various horsepower classes, 8 of which are from the S-series. For their primary tillage work, the team has settled on using a combination of ploughing and cultivating. The crop determines how intensively the ground needs to be worked. Just like wheat, which is next up in the crop rotation on this field, rapeseed is cultivated rather than ploughed. They bought a 5-metre and a 7-metre Machern carrot to do this job. The 5-metre cultivator is being pulled by a Valtra S-series here. The Finnish manufacturer's flagship series is now in its 4th generation. Their performance capacity ranges from 270 to 405 horsepower. In terms of its design, this S374 matches the latest generation, but strictly speaking, it's missing an update that was released in 2017. A standard Smart Touch armrest and a Tier 5 emissions rating are key features of the latest S-series. For many customers, the twin-track reverse drive unit has also proven to be incredibly effective for forestry work. The carrot is generally set to a working depth of 20 centimetres. It can also be set to 30 centimetres if necessary to break up any compaction in the plough pan. A few kilometres away, some of the team are busy ploughing. Deep sod-turning cultivation is the method of choice here, especially on the fields where they're planning to grow barley or sugar beet. They're also finding it difficult to move away from this conventional approach of ploughing in view of grass-related problems such as slender foxtail and the controversy surrounding glyphosate usage. This 7-share semi-mounted Machern plough is mounted on a Valtra S353. The team ploughs around 750 hectares each spring and autumn. To achieve this, they carry out the work in phases and shifts. Until just a few weeks ago, Machern Agriculture was still using 2 cultivates K744s for ploughing. We shot this footage during our visit for Farm World TV in the summer of 2008. Working with the 8-share conventional plough from BBG, a subsidiary of Amazon since 1998, was much more arduous than working with today's modern reversible ploughs. 2 of these K744s, with around 350 horsepower each, depending on the engine model, did almost as good a job as the Valtra S353 does today. We filmed the second K744 pulling a disc harrow back then. Series production of the K744 models started at the Kirov plant in St. Petersburg around the turn of the millennium. As for Machern Agriculture, they bought their articulated tractors second-hand from Poland. Gradually, however, the 6 cultivates they had were replaced by modern Valtra tractors and sold on. They have kept just 2 of the 220 horsepower K700As from the 70s as souvenirs. Today, Machern Agriculture farms 3,860 hectares. before the reunification of Germany, they farmed over 6,000 hectares, split between 4 associated cooperatives. After the reunification, the farming business continued to be managed by around 1,500 cooperative members. Then, in 1996, the shares were finally bought up by 4 shareholders who were all long-standing employees. Lutz Eilenberg has been with the company since 1988 and is one of its 2 managing directors. He's responsible for arable activities and finances. He explained to us that over 1,000 hectares of the farm's land has been swallowed up as a result of roads, industrial estates and housing being constructed over the past 25 years. In addition to their arable farming activities, which are carried out by a team of 22, livestock farming, which is taken care of by a team of 15, is also a mainstay of the farming business. They farm 440 dairy cows, plus their calves, and a flock of 1,000 ewes. They use their own equipment to tackle the maize harvest. This Class Jaguar 870 was built in 2003 and has already chopped thousands of tons. In 2016, the chopper unit and crop flow on the 870 suffered extensive damage, presumably from a metal object in the harvested crop. The repairs were covered by the farm's insurance, so the 438 horsepower Jaguar now runs just like it did in its heyday. They had a fantastic maize crop in 2021. At 48 tons per hectare, the yield was over double that of the previous year. The maize is carted off the field using a range of different Valtras of various ages. Some of the more up-to-date models are those from the T-series, which Machern Agriculture bought for crop maintenance and transport. These HW80 trailers are used all year round for all kinds of transport tasks. The trailers, many of which date back to the 70s, have extremely robust chassis units. The superstructures, on the other hand, have been refurbished multiple times. Some 15 tons can be loaded onto one of these trailers, as you can see here during the maize harvest. The farm's dairy cows are kept on straw in a loose cubicle barn, so the farm has plenty of manure to spread. Yet another job that calls for the oldest in the Valtra fleet. These tractors have clocked up over 20,000 operating hours over the years without needing many repairs. One of them is an absolute classic, the Valtra Valmet 8950 Intercooler. At 160 horsepower, and with an additional 40 horsepower boost during PTO work, the 8950 model was the Finnish brand's powerhouse and a pioneering example of engine boost technology. The 50 series models were also very well equipped. 3 power shift speeds, a suspended front axle and a state-of-the-art cab all helped the brand to gain a foothold in the German market. The Valtra brand, which was originally named Valmet and later Valtra Valmet, has had an active presence in Germany for 30 years, and their machines are now sold and serviced at 247 outlets across the country. The Finns sell around 1,200 tractors in Germany each year across all 6 tractor series, with performance ranging from 75 to 405 horsepower. For our next piece of footage, we thought we would take a look back into our Farm World TV archives from 2008. The Machern Agriculture team was harvesting grain when we visited them then. Team member Jörg was already driving the S-series back then and can still be found behind the wheel today. During our recent visit, he was busy seed drilling. He has 100 hectares a day to cover with the 12-metre Siton. That is, when his teammates have finished seedbed preparation on enough hectares. Machern Agriculture started using GPS track guidance for their plant protection work in 2010. Since 2015, they've been using steering systems for other field work as well. This is why they operate their own RTK base station on the farm. The 4th generation S-series tractors are now even easier to manage within the fleet with the help of telemetry data. The S-series tractors have been updated and developed further with each generation. As ever, they rely on powerful AGCO power engines, which were formerly Sisu engines. The continuously variable transmission and cab, which has 4-point pneumatic suspension, have been tried and tested in the field tens of thousands of times, just like Valtra's sister brands MF and Fendt. Development work for the S-series takes place at the Valtra headquarters in Finland, while the manufacturing is carried out at AGCO in Beauvais, France. With these autumnal views, it's time to say goodbye to the Leipzig Bay and the Machern Agriculture team. Before we go, we should also mention that Machern Agriculture also offers apprenticeships. They welcome application for careers in agriculture and animal husbandry, as well as for agricultural and construction machinery mechanics. For more exciting videos about the agricultural industry, visit www.farmworld.tv.